Punk is backstage getting ready for his match against Batista when Dave enters. Punk stands and Dave smiles. "No offense, kid, but you don't think you stand a chance against me, do you? You might have held your own at bragging rights, but you weren't one-on-one against me." "Dave, I don't want us to be enemies. If you hadn't joined Taker's team, you would have been the first pick for my own." Batista says he personally doesn't care what Punk wants them to be. "If you get in my way of the title, I'll roll through you just like I'm going to roll through you tonight. I'll see you in a bit." Punk just watches him leave, but is obviously upset. The next match is Rey Mysterio versus R-Truth. R-Truth gets on the mic prior to the match and says that he doesn't agree with Rey joining Punk's team, but he can see why he's doing it and can't fault him for that. All he asks is that Rey stays honest in this match. Rey nods and agrees. They have a great 10-minute match that sees Rey get the win. Afterwards, they shake hands. Rey gets on the mic and says that he joined Punk's team not out of choice, but of necessity. He says he's going into Survivor Series neither as a face nor a heel, but as a wrestler who wants to put on a great show. Most of the crowd respond positively to this, though there are a few boos regardless. Finally, we come to the main event, CM Punk versus Batista. This is a good 15-minute match. Each time Punk gets the upper hand, Batista does something to break down Punk's defenses. During the match, the announcers talk about how dominant Batista is going to be at Survivor Series and that he could possibly be the catalyst that brings Taker's team to victory. Punk gets fed up, gets out of the ring, grabs a chair. As he gets back into the ring, the ref goes to take away the chair, but Punk won't let it go. Finally, he shoves it at the ring, and as Batista is coming at him, Punk goes for a drop toe hold, sending Batista into the mat. He then grabs the chair from the ref and lays out Batista with a chair shot to the back, and then another when Batista slowly gets up. Before Punk can go for a third, the lights go out, and Taker's music plays. And when they come back up, Taker is in the ring. Punk goes to hit Taker with the chair, but he misses, and Taker lays a few punches into Punk's face. But before he can go any further, Punk slides out of the ring and beats a hasty retreat as the announcers talk about how excited they are for Survivor Series. Finally, we come to Survivor Series 2009. I'm not going to really go in depth with these. I'm just going to give you the matches, what they're for, and who the winners are. We open the night up with John Morrison taking on Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. And Ziggler finally wins the title, proving that he is better than Morrison. Up next we have Team Orton taking on Team Kingston. The order of elimination is as follows. Swagger gets pinned by Carlito. Primo gets pinned by Miz. Sheamus gets pinned by MVP. Carlito gets pinned by Rhodes. Miz gets pinned by MVP. MVP gets pinned by Orton. Henry gets pinned by Orton. Rhodes gets pinned by Kingston. And Randy Orton gets pinned by Kofi Kingston. Team Kingston is the winner. After that, Christian takes on William Regal for the ECW title. And William Regal picks up the win, becoming the new ECW champion. After that, we have the undisputed tag team title triple threat match between Jericho and Big Show, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and D.H. Smith and Tyson Kidd. Now, all during the match, Jericho and DX are fighting against each other, trying to outdo one another, and it finally allows the Hart Dynasty to pick up the win, and they are the new undisputed tag team champions. After that, we have Beth Phoenix taking on Michelle McCool for the women's title, and while Michelle tries so hard to beat Beth, Beth comes out on top and becomes the new women's champion. And while Beth is celebrating in the ring, Mickie comes out and starts to celebrate with her, happy that a fellow former Raw diva is now the champion. After that, we get Team Punk versus Team Taker. The order of elimination is as follows. R-Truth gets pinned by McIntyre. Escobar gets pinned by Finlay. Finlay gets pinned by Kane. McIntyre gets pinned by Hardy. Hardy gets pinned by Mysterio. Mysterio gets pinned by Batista. And then something dreadful happens. Taker is in the ring taking on Kane. And he's getting beat down. And Taker goes to tag in Dave. And Batista backs away and starts to leave. He has turned his back on Taker and just left him high and dry. Somehow Taker finds the testicular fortitude to eliminate Kane, but gets taken down by the last man in the match, CM Punk. Team Punk has won because Batista screwed The Undertaker. Prior to the main event, Randy Orton is backstage with Priceless, and he is fuming that Team Kingston's won against his team. And he's yelling at the top of his lungs that he has to do something tonight to prove that he is better than everyone in this roster. And Cody and Ted are trying to calm him down, and Randy just looks at Ted and says, "I'm taking your spot." And Ted goes, "What?" And Randy Orton says, "Against John Cena tonight, it will be the perfect time for me to regain the title. Cena's not expecting to face me. I'm going to take your spot." And Ted says, "No, Randy, I earned this spot. I fought to get this title match." And Randy says, "You can either give it to me or I can take it from you." And that gives Ted pause for a couple seconds. And then he says, "Go ahead and try and take it from me. I'm going out there and I'm proving my worth." And Randy says, "If you walk out that door, you walk out on the legacy. And we won't be there to save you when your back is to the wall and everyone is coming for you." And Ted just looks back and says, "I never needed you anyway." So he goes out to face John, and they have a really good match. And Ted is just about to win. Randy Orton comes out and interferes with the match, drawing Ted's attention away from John just long enough for Cena to roll Ted up and retain the WWE Championship. And Ted is so upset that Randy has cost him what could have been a huge victory. To my knowledge, it would have been the first time that Ted ever actually held a title. And we close out the show with the announcer saying that he gave it its all, and it's a shame that Ted was unable to pull out the victory, and that he got screwed by Randy Orton, and they hope he gets another title match down the road. So I hope you enjoyed my edition of Booking the Survivor Series. I tried to make everything make sense and make it believable, but at the same time building excitement to this pay-per-view. And I haven't checked out any of the other people that have made these because I didn't want them influencing my booking. So I'm going to go check them out now, and more than likely I'm going to be impressed with a lot of them. So thank you for listening, and rate, comment, and subscribe.